Greetings, citizens. Well, we are ever closer to 2.6. This week, we're going to be talking about animations, model updates for the Hornet, and of course, status changes to the release of 2.6, if any. Alright, let's get to it. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another week of BlastCast. Once again, with me, as always, is my bastion of common sense, Lightning Dragon. Of course, you may notice my audio quality is a little bit different. I have a new microphone. If there's any echoing in here, I do apologize. I have soundproof foam padding coming, or at least noise reduction padding coming in soon. The mic arrived first, so we'll just go ahead and see what we get out of this, okay?
And that random pop was actually not your microphone.
That was
water.
that was my sound effects department, which is known as Lightning Dragon, who's either always dropping something, typing on something.
I haven't touched anything. There's a bottle of water that's been on my desk for like a month, and I just haven't got rid of it.
That sounds delicious.
I don't drink out of it. It's just been sitting over in the corner.
What the hell?
Next to
Why
my
do you
monitor.
have a bottle of water on your desk for a month?
Because I was out of things to drink once, and all we had was bottled water in the house. So I went and got some, and I never finished it off. And I've been too fucking lazy to get rid of it.
I'm afraid to see your room, man. I'm just afraid to see what your room looks like.
It's pretty clean because it's so fucking
Except
small.
For
I
that
had
to. All right. Anyway,
it's a cold bottle, and I moved it, so it's.
Congratulations.
There you go. There's random bits for our BlastCast.
Exactly. Well, let's go ahead and get into it a little bit here. Of course, we have the weekly update on the production schedule, and bug smashing is actually going really well.
I'm gonna throw this fucking bottle across the room. There, it's gone.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Back to what we were trying to talk about. This is the proof that we don't script this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. This is completely, totally just as it happens.
I didn't think it was gonna be freaking a bother. Anyway, bug smashing. Bug smashing.
The bug smashing. This show's ruined. No,
you want to take over? I'll take the reins.
No, that's all right. No, the bug smashing is going really well, actually. They've actually begun to smash more bugs than they've been creating in development. They actually managed to create 123 bugs, which is a fair amount, but they managed to squish in the same time frame 202 bugs. So that seems like, if they keep this kind of pacing up, that we're going to be getting more and more optimal builds in future iterations, which is great. We've really kind of anyone who's been playing the Persistent Universe knows how incredibly buggy it can be. But if they're not quashing out more than they're making, that's just such good news. Because sometimes it feels like builds have been a real hit or miss. And the time frame, according to the production schedule, hasn't changed. It looks like it's still slated for December 16th, the same day that they're having the holiday live stream. And I think they really want to push to get it out for that. And I can kind of get why. It's kind of a tradition for them to have a build out or something like that. I think originally they probably wanted to have 3.0 out by this point in time, but I think they're just going to take what they can get at this point in time. That's what I would guess anyway. Around the Verse was pretty interesting, and there will be no Around the Verse until next year. Yeah, everyone's doing the holidays.
No more Around the Fail until next year. Maybe we'll have some content to show us by then.
Well, I don't know. I think what they've done with Around the Verse has been much better this year, with them going from studio to studio and giving the studios a month, basically, between those 4 studios to put together.
Yeah, I mean,
it's been cleaner.
It's better. I still haven't watched a lot. Like, sometimes I'll watch the entire thing, but sometimes it's like, oh, they had something really good here, and watch this section. So I do. Yeah,
I mean, but I like it because I think you get a lot more concise and just well thought out information as opposed to a lot of fluff, and they've even had shorter episodes instead of having 45 minutes of nothing. They have 18 minutes or something.
Yeah, 18 minutes 51 seconds.
Yeah, it was straight to the point. This is some anime. And speaking of that, so this one was about animations in the beginning, a large portion of it. Then they were showing animations like on the deck of the carrier, how people move, how they basically indicate Ship's good to go. Ship's ready to launch. And they said it was actually not scripted. It's more dynamic. It thinks the NPCs cue to what other NPCs are doing. So one may make a signal for this is ready, and then so the next person won't go until their person's ready, or so it's more interactive to what's going on in the environment, which is great. It's not just a hard script. And they said that the female animations are still actually being worked on. What they're doing right now is they're basically modifying male animations, and they're gonna go. They most likely are gonna go back later and address that. But that's
I'm
fine.
pretty sure this is the caterpillar cockpit they're showing in around the verse here.
Yeah. I mean, when you look inside that thing and you look at the caterpillar cockpit from what they show here, I mean, it looks like the Millennium Falcon on the left hand side. It's a nice looking cockpit. I have to give them credit where credit is due. I'm so happy my brother has this ship. I think this is going to be so much fun to actually use out there. And we have so many multi-crew ships, and between all of us, but the way I look at it is it says Swiss Army knife for tools in the tool chest. All of us, between us, we just going to pick what we're going to do that day, and we're going to do it together. We're going to have fun. It's going to be awesome.
Faster animations getting in and out won't take, it looks like, half the time.
Yeah, faster
That's
animations.
nice.
Yeah, faster animations getting in and out is a very nice thing. I think they said they're going to have, those are going to be scalable, though. I mean, like, they have, like, I think the slower ones and the quicker ones. Like, it depends on context. Like, maybe if you're
you were sprinting, I think was what the idea was.
Yeah. So it was like, that was the kind of thing. And I agree with having different speeds is perfectly reasonable. Like, sometimes you may want to get into your ship just all, leisurely.
Yeah, especially like if you're in your hangar and you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna get into my ship, big deal. Maybe you're talking with your friends, so you're not really, trying to get into a hurry. But maybe if you're getting ready to go into combat, like, jump in. Like if you were getting back into your ship after landing somewhere or scrambling for a mission, right?
Yeah. Well, they showed besides the animations, they're part of the animations actually. They showed those data pads, how they would they fire up, and how you could actually how the character would interact with them with the animations. And as you were saying, wouldn't it be nice to have that instead of the mobiGlas if you didn't want to use the mobiGlas? And to me, I think I would rather have a data pad that I carried on me than the mobiGlas, because don't get me wrong, I think the mobiGlas is kind of a cool idea, and as an early backer, I think we have a special one that was one of the goals along the way. But the thing is that I have sometimes looking through a semi-opaque hologram is kind of obnoxious, and I just kind of want to look at something. It's like like the holotable. It's like why the whole thing is being reworked, because all it was this big glowing bright ball of confusion that basically was just not very clean. Not very good to use, and I'm really hoping that we can have an alternative like this. I don't know if we're going to or not, but looking at the way that worked and how it looked, I think it would just be a great option. And of course, it's time, of course, for the most important part of any show. It's time for the Hornet Report.
It's the Hornet Report.
Oh no!
Starring
Lightning Dragon.
And all the Mark 1 Hornets had a rework. We have, of course, the best part of all, we have a new chair.
Yeah, it looks like it was sponsored by Razer. I mean, no, ignore that.
So yes, we have a new chair in the cockpit. All the cockpit textures basically been cleaned up, redone. The textures on the outside of the ship, of course, the whole ship is smoothed out, upgraded textures, and one of the things that I hope they fix is that one of the things that guys has bothered me about the Hornet, if I had to say anything, is the landing gear and the wings. I feel have always been a problem. Typically, when the landing gear come out, the wings sweep back, and the doors that flip out always clip through the body. Now, to me, it's like either they can make the doors flip, I don't know, the other way. To me, seems like a reasonable solution to flip. If that's not going to work, or you can attach them to the landing gear like World War II fighters, where they're actually like a side panel of the landing gear.
Well, I believe the F-14 landing gear actually were at like a 30-degree angle. They came out from the main body because it had the sweeping wings, but they came out and they like folded out.
Yeah.
So you got that wide stance for laying on an aircraft carrier because it was a Navy airplane, but you still had that folding wing to reduce the overall profile for storage or supersonic flight, whichever.
Yeah, but and I don't think they showed the landing gear in the video. But
No, they only showed the bottom
yeah,
briefly
and,
and on the base only.
yeah,
Which I'll have to say, you know how much I think the Hornet is ugly, and the retextured
no,
Mark One. Yes, I know people don't know this. I know it's a shock. The retexture on the quote unquote Mark One Hornet, whatever you want to call it, it's maybe like Mark Two at this point. But anyway, it looks a lot better. The engines looks more like a something that I mean, it's less bolted on. It feels like it's more attached. It still has the little separation bull crap, where it's still a little bit detached from the overall shape, but it feels more like they're like quick detaching things. Like it's an actual engine housing that bolts on to the main part of the ship, and then the engine slides into it. Overall, I'd say it's a much better looking design. While I'm not a big fan of the Hornet, I still think it's one of the more better looking fighters as far as it's like blocky and kind of ugly
yeah.
but good at the same time. I
But
mean,
it
I
also
own a
needs to
Hornet
be
Ghost.
good. It also needs to be good because it is iconic of the game in and of itself.
Yes, I mean it's one of the flagship things.
It's
It
the
was in the
flagship.
original trailer for when they were showing the Idris and the original Hornets, which by far are not as good looking at with the Hornets we have now. And on top of that, we're getting a new one for everybody that has.
I so want to use my vet. I will so want to use my vet token. But they haven't. They said
You can fly the Turtle Hornet all you want.
I
will
will
stick with the standard issue.
I will. You can't stop me. No, they said the Super Hornet has not been redone yet. So unfortunately,
That's not new.
I know they have completely. I have seen
three times.
I know I have seen updates and reiterations of the Hornet over and over and over. I have not seen them touch the Super Hornet forever, and that thing needs it. It is so far behind now.
It's almost original texture quality.
Oh my gosh, it is like the first time they updated the models, like the very first time from the Kickstarter kind of trip. Oh, it is absolutely the first time they did any updates from like the original Kickstarter kind of Hornet. That's like the last time they touched the Super Hornet.
The original Kickstarter Hornets are the oldest one. They are no longer in, but the ones that came after that, if you want to know what they look like, just look at a Super Hornet right now. Hopefully, you're gonna throw some like the original trailer pitch. Yes, I'm dictating live what should be done and edited.
He's making me edit all this other stuff now.
Yes,
this is great.
I love it. I'm not saying make it spin or anything. Nothing crazy.
That's not happening.
Because you can get the sense of how it's come. The original Hornet, what it looked like, and how kind of it was, and then we have like the Super Hornet because it's basically the second tier. What we have currently in the game, which looks a lot better than what it used to, and what they showed on Around the Verse, and you can see just how far they've come from, what is it, 3-4 years ago now?
Yeah.
I mean,
really.
it's a long time coming, and we're getting real close to that playable state. Definitely not going to be this year, but I mean, next year we might be seeing the official beta where features get locked in and you can actually play this. So I mean, if you've been looking at the game and you're not quite sure, the thing is, they've already, unfortunately, they got rid of the one all package. You have to get multiplayer and single player now. But the prices are going to go up when it's officially released. It's probably going to be a $50 or $60 game.
Oh yeah, the single player will probably be 50 or 60, and then the online will be 50 or 60.
Yeah, and then the multiplayer might just be a small, thing compared to the main game. But if you're on the fence, but you do really want to get this, now is the time. We're getting a lot of key features that are coming in. A lot of them are being tested. We're probably going to see them during the live stream, hopefully.
There's a referral code down below in the description if you want to. Just a subtle hint. That's a subtle hint. That's
very
me
subtle
being
hint.
subtle.
I mean, I'd link mine, but I don't care.
I almost had to put fireworks in the video at that point. Like, ooh, subtly.
Yeah, and then have it flash across the screen and spin. No, but I mean, there's a lot. Everything was spin. There's a lot of features that are coming out, and they're coming out faster and quicker than ever, because they're getting better with the tools. They have all these things that are already done, and so I don't know what we're going to see in the live stream. I'm looking forward to it's 2.6 that's going to be going up onto the public test server, right?
Yeah, 2.6 is what they want to slate for PTU.
Yeah, I'm
So,
looking forward to not the download,
I
but
mean, for
definitely
PU, anyway.
the testing.
Yeah, there well, the changes coming out. I mean, if everything comes out by the 16th, going live for everybody, obviously we'll do some videos talking about how we feel about things. I'm curious
Might
to
have
see.
a special BlastCast that's just us
Yeah,
playing the game because there might not be any news really.
yeah, that very much could be the case. We may play it for a while, show highlights, and then discuss some things. So we'll see what we do with that. There's a lot of potential there. We're concerned about things like how turrets came out and things like that. That's been a big problem for us. It's odd that I find it odd that IM exists as a zero order aiming device for ship flying, which should be first order, but turrets are running off of first order, which turrets should be the only thing as ships that should be zero order. And it lets you know what that means, really. Zero order is like move your mouse on your desktop, that's zero order. And first order is deflection, like how a stick works. You move it slightly off to the side, or how a steering wheel works. Those are deflection
Like
based.
driving a car.
Right, how far it's moved from a center. It's the reason you don't use your stick to actually control your desktop. Anyway, that's neither here nor we may get into that deeper later. So anyway, as I said, no round of verse until next year. And just as a final note here, I almost forgot to say this. There's potentially a new space bike coming out to kind of go along with the Dragonfly. It was hinted on in Reverse to Verse that it might be, it's possible to be coming out by another manufacturer, and that'd be kind of cool because first of all, they weren't hard to make. And
they made it in like what, a week?
Yeah. So I mean, once they got one model established, they could pretty easily do it with others. And it'd be nice to see some other kind of manufacturers put out their own version. And tell you what,
it'd be interesting to see an actual motorcycle with wheels.
I want the Origin or Aegis one. Aegis and Origin are gonna make some good looking bikes.
Oh man, an Origin bike it'd be like a crotch rocket or something. It'd be sexy, smooth. It'd be fast.
You get the Tron motorcycle.
Tron bike. There you go. It'd be the Tron bike.
As long as I get the little wall behind it, I'm good.
Or not Aegis. Yeah, Aegis. I don't know why I was thinking this said Avenger or whatever.
Aegis would be sweeping, it just would be. And low riding.
Like big and like military, maybe.
I don't know. They have missiles.
Missiles.
Crotch rocket with rockets.
Rockets. Well, it'd be interesting to see wheeled vehicles because they've proven that they can make them. They had that 6-wheel buggy. So what they could do to extend that is just have very, very stiff suspension on a motorcycle, kind of more like something that sits up high, like a dirt bike.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll have to see. I mean, but I think that's a good thing for them to make it this time. That kind of once again goes. These are like projects that show that they're like in the final stages when you start making little things like this. So, anyway, one thing I wanted to request here from subscribers to this channel before we go this week, if you have guildies or friends that are interested in different discussions on Star Citizen, or they're looking for different news sites, or just kind of things, recommend this channel to them. We'd love to have additional people come in, add to the discussion, and always feel free to ask questions in chat. We'll do our best to answer them there. And if we find that the question is really deep or complex, we may just go ahead and feature that on a future show, just to go ahead and dig into it a bit deeper. We've done that several times in the past, and I love doing it. So anyway, guys, so that's it for this week's BlastCast. I hope my audio comes out somewhat decent, so you don't want to punch me in the face for having to listen to me for the last round.
It sounds sexy on my end.
No, Barry White sounds sexy. Me, I don't know. But anyway.
Okay. Compared to your headset microphone, which the new one is better.
I hope so for the cost.
But yeah, it is. It is better. I mean, flat out, it is better. But compared to your current headset to your new desk mic, I think it's better. I mean, I don't know what everybody else says. I mean, I have a surround sound headphone.
Let me know down below. Do you hate it?
Yeah, there you go. Comment.
All right, guys.
Like the video, or else.
Or else. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Catch you next time.
Bye-bye.